Two of the largest tech companies are on trial this week in downtown L.A., and opening statements were delivered today.
Yeah, Meta and YouTube are accused of fueling a mental health crisis in children. NBC4's Camilla Rambaldi live in downtown Los Angeles with the latest from court. Camilla.
Michael and Colleen, Meta is completing its opening statements right now. They started about an hour ago, and the lead counsel for the plaintiff in this case calling the tech companies, quote, machines, accusing them of creating a look of addiction that his client couldn't break. And his client, a now 20-year-old, was briefly introduced to the jury today. Now, on the defense side, Meta, as I mentioned, was up first, and their lawyers saying that this is not about the content seen on social media and that their case will focus on the plaintiff's mental health, the family history, and on medical records. In a downtown Los Angeles courtroom, a landmark social media trial is getting underway this week. Lawyers for Meta and YouTube and for plaintiff Kaylee GM can be seen arriving to court this morning. The case is centered around Kaylee GM, a now 20-year-old who was a minor when her lawyer says she started to use social media. A panel of 12 jurors and 6 alternates was sworn in last week. A complaint alleges the tech companies acted negligently, claiming KGM became addicted and that it led to a decline in her mental health, depression, and self-harm. During opening statements, lead trial counsel for KGM, Mark Lanier, called Meta and YouTube, quote, two of the richest corporations in history who have engineered addiction in children's brains, and adding, quote, they knew if they had her hooked at 11, they had her for life, describing the platforms as a machine. Here's legal analyst Royal Oakes.
The themes of the two sides are very clear. The plaintiff filing the lawsuit wants to convince this jury that the platforms, they prioritized profit over the mental health of children. On the other hand, the defense is going to say it's a legal product. Parents choose sometimes not to avail themselves of the guardrails, and mental health is a very complicated issue.
The lead trial counsel for the plaintiff also said during opening statements that the tech company's product features are allegedly designed to exploit insecurity or a dopamine rush, at one point citing documents and comparing the tech companies to the tobacco industry. Lanier calling YouTube a, quote, killer app and claiming it had a goal to maximize watch time.
This trial and a few others around the country are going to be sending a message to the social media industry. They're going to have to decide whether they pay huge dollars to settle these cases. And also, if the cases go well for the folks suing, Congress could get involved and impose more restrictions on the availability of social media for minors.
The case is drawing national attention. Parents who are not included in the complaint coming out to watch.
We are here today because this is a trial of a generation.
And sharing their own stories about how they say social media impacted their children.
She stopped doing track. She stopped doing gymnastics. She started just not going to school. She just was completely trying to just be focused, and she got more and more and more isolated.
Right now, opening statements for Meta are still ongoing. YouTube is up next. And in recent statements, Meta says it strongly disagrees with the allegations. And Google, which owns YouTube, says that the allegations and the complaints are simply not true. Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg and the head of Instagram is expected to testify, in the coming weeks. That's the latest from downtown LA. Camilla Rambaldi, NBC4 News.